Welcome, Jaunteurs and Awakening Souls. Today is a special day. It is Jaunteur's birthday. 5 years ago, on September 9th, I made the decision to reimagine Jaunteur, shifting it from a travel brand into what it is today, a soul-led space for spirituality, holistic well-being, and whole life wealth. Though I didn't know it at the time, in that moment when I made that decision, I realized shortly after 9/9 is not only Jean-Tour's birthday, it is also considered a portal in spiritual numerology. The number 9 represents completion, wisdom, and preparing for a new cycle. So it feels especially aligned to honor both what has been as well as what is ready to bloom next. So today, we're celebrating not just a birthday, but a becoming. I'll share a brief timeline. When Jean Tour was first born in 2015, it was rooted in journeys and exploration. I love to travel, so it was about venturing into the world, seeing new places, seeking new experiences. And at the time, I thought the brand would live and grow in the outer journey. But after experiencing a personal health scare in 2018, I realized something profound. The real journey was not it was not about where I was traveling on the outside. It was about where I was willing to go on the inside. That experience was a true wake-up call that well-being is not optional. It is foundational. Then in 2020, I felt a very clear and undeniable calling to align Jaunteur with what I have been living behind the scenes: spirituality, holistic well being, and the integration of what I now call whole life wealth. And today, in 2025, Jaunteur has become exactly that, a soul led space where we can explore, experience, and expand together. It is not just a brand, but a sacred container for inner journeys, healing, and the becoming of who we truly are. So when I think about Jean Tour's birthday, I don't just think of a brand anniversary. I think of a becoming, of all the missteps and steps and turnarounds and turning points and the opportunities and awakenings that have brought us here. As you may know, this month at Jaunteur, we're starting a new rhythm. Each month, we focus on one of the 9 wealth pillars. September begins with the first, emotional wealth. Emotional wealth is about presence, not perfection. It is not about fixing yourself, it is about befriending yourself. And I think it is perfect that Jaunteur's birthday aligns with this pillar because emotional engagement has been such a big part of my own becoming and of this brand story. So, throughout the month, you'll see teachings, practices, and reflections that help us deepen into emotional wealth together. But of course, it's a birthday, and what is a birthday without gifts? So, to celebrate, I'll be giving away 2 gifts. One is a signature session. The winner will have their choice between Healing Current, Sacred Structure, Inner Alchemy, or The Magician Within. And one is a Sacred Structure guided journal. To enter, simply leave a comment here in the live or afterward if you're watching the replay. Share one thing that you have learned or experienced about your own emotional wealth journey. I will choose 2 subscribers at random, and I'll announce the winners on September 30. I'm going to take a few minutes to answer or respond here to a few questions that I regularly receive. Feel free to add your own in the chat. If you're watching the replay, you can still add your questions and I'll answer in an upcoming episode. So, the question I get asked the most is about the meaning of the name. It is pronounced Jaunteur. It comes from the word jaunt, which means short journey, but Jaunteur represents more than travel. It symbolizes being a journeyer of the soul. It is about exploring not just the world outside of us, but the world within us. The name captures our guiding philosophy of explore, experience, and expand. Each of us is on a continuous journey of becoming, and Jaunteur is here to hold space for that. Another common question is, where's the connection? Why and how did Jaunteur transform from travel focused into what it is now? In the beginning, yes, Jaunteur was about outer journeys, travel and experiences and exploration. But I have always had I've always had a deeply rooted notion to help. I didn't fully understand what that meant or even looked like, but it was there. And I was being pulled in this particular direction for almost 20 years now, but I ignored it. Though when I look back, I can see that changes were being made gradually and organically. And finally, I reached a point in my life where I realized the deepest journeys are the inner ones. My health scare, a deeply rooted calling to help, and my personal interest and engagement with spirituality, holistic well being, all led me to becoming a holistic health coach, yoga teacher, and Reiki master. So to me, it was a natural evolution, aligning the brand with my own purpose, helping others heal, awaken, and align with their soul's journey. I also get asked about something I mention often, the wealth pillars. I'll share a mini overview. The wealth pillars are the foundation of whole life wealth. There are 9 of them. Emotional, financial, and intellectual wealth are the mind pillars. Nutritional, physical, and environmental wealth are the body pillars. Spiritual, relational, and vocational wealth are the soul pillars. And we also recognize self wealth, which is about self love and self trust. Together, these pillars create a holistic framework for living in alignment. It is not just about financial wealth, but about cultivating wealth in every part of life so that we feel nourished, harmonized, and expanded from within. Before I close, I want to share what's coming up for Jaunteur. We are always expanding or evolving, but right now I'm really excited about our new journey, the monthly journey through the wealth pillars. It began this month of September with emotional wealth, and each month we'll explore a new pillar together. October's pillar is intellectual wealth. There will be ceremonies, guided meditations, journal companions, and much more. I'm also creating new free resources inside the portal on the website. So anyone can access these free tools to support their well-being journey. And I'm really excited to share that beginning next week, I'll be hosting a semi-monthly YouTube live series called Sacred Circle. This will be our shared space to pause, reflect, and connect in a more casual but still intimate gathering where we explore themes of presence, growth, relationships, spiritual empowerment, and more. Our very first sacred circle will be on September 16, where we'll discuss the power of fear, exploring fear not as a block, but as a guide into fearless awareness, empowerment, and readiness. I'd love for you to join me in this new rhythm of reflection and connection. And finally, long term, Jaunteur is growing into a global community rooted in soulful journeys, inner and outer. More details on that in the upcoming months. 9-9 reminds us of the sacred rhythm of endings and beginnings. Emotional wealth and whole life wealth as a whole is not about perfection, it is about honoring cycles, letting go, returning to presence, beginning again. I'm so grateful to each of you for being part of this journey of whole life wealth and for celebrating Jaunteur's birthday with me. This brand has grown into something so much deeper than I could have imagined. And it is your presence, your reflections, and your willingness to journey inward that help it grow that much stronger. Here's to another year, a new cycle of exploring, experiencing, and expanding. With love and light, I am Tara.